Success in the face of adversity, how bad times create great companies. What strategic decisions did some of the most popular brands today make during times of turmoil, and then they came out on top? That's what we're talking about today. Hello, everyone. I'm Tessa with the IdeaPros marketing team, and I'm just getting everyone in right now. We'll have Fred in a minute, but I see that we already have probably 10 people already, 20 people already in. Well, hi, guys. I'm so excited. And it just keeps going up. I'm so glad you guys made it today. So we have Gal, Katie, Leticia, Kelly, Odin, Karen. I know I'm not going to be able to say you all, so thank you so much for being here. We do have a really interesting topic. I think it's going to be super motivating, inspiring, because, well, I think that right now is a really important time, and I might just be very optimistic, but I think it's really important. So I'm going to get Fred in here in a second, but if you could take a moment to tell us where you're watching us from. I'm curious about where everyone's located today, since we have such a different group. Awesome. New Jersey and Wisconsin, all over. Thank you guys again for being here on our Friday lives. So I'm going to pull Fred in. Fred Cary, who is co-founder and executive chairman of IdeaPros. Welcome, Fred.
Hello, and complete disclosure, I still have a little lingering cough from the bronchitis I had a month ago. The doctor said it's going to be another couple of weeks, so don't freak out.
It's not corona. No problem. Well, you know, it's funny. We're going to start with a little conversation about the coronavirus, correct? Just to kind of lay a little bit of a foundation. But also, guys, I hope you're all doing well and healthy. That's important to me.
Yeah, and you should check on our office too, because I want to talk about our offices as well. We have, like everybody else, started working remotely. The good news for IdeaPros is that we have people all over the country and in a few places around the world, and so we're used to that. In fact, we have a system, and Tessa will show you something.
Share the screen. Yeah, this is wild. So I'm not going to turn on the audio, Fred, but I will show the screen because I don't know what kind of audio we're going to get. So this is our virtual office.
There they are.
Yeah, that's our virtual office. Everyone is right now in the conference room, including me.
Can we get them to turn on their videos?
We will see. So it is nice to be able to be in this time of seclusion, but still be really close to people. So let's see if it's going to.
So the way we have our offices set up is we've broken down into categories of the different departments we had. I just had a few of the people jump in there, and here comes some of the group.
Hello, guys. Hey, guess what? You guys are on live with us.
and they keep coming on. So everybody's working out of their home. They're all in different locations, and yet, as you can see, we're all together. And in fact, excuse me, sometimes we actually get more work done because we're able to grab. You see the little meeting rooms on the side there. We're able to grab
Fred, I'm gonna turn off their audios. I promise, team, I will let you be on in a second. Okay, go ahead, Fred. I don't think that anyone could hear you.
Oh, well, I'm just saying that this is a really great tool for us. Not only is everybody working remotely, but we're in a virtual office environment. I asked everybody to go into the conference room. That's where you're seeing all those little heads there. And everybody has their own section that they go in and work as groups. There's a couple of meeting rooms where people jump into when they want to have private discussions. We even have a little water cooler up in the top in the center. When somebody's going to go on a lunch break, they just put themselves there so we know where they are. So goodbye, everybody. And
it usually does. We have all those videos on. They could be on. It's like maxed out on bandwidth at the moment.
Yeah.
So, but yes, thank you guys so much that are all in the room. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, guys, just going to let you guys say bye. Right. Bye. All right, they're not going to go.
All right.
All right, we're going to let them
out. So anyway, you know, like other companies around the world, really, we're coping. And not only are we coping, but it really works out well for us. we're already used to using programs like this, and now to keep everybody safe, um, this is really helpful. I actually talk to people more because they can just knock on my virtual door and grab me all day long, which is a pain in the butt. But
Technically, you can close your little Sococo
I've had an open door policy for 30 years, and I'm not going to change it now because of some darn virus.
door.
Um, so, I don't want to make light of what's going on because the situation is, people are nervous, not just here, all over the world. And my relatives are from Italy. Italy's been hit really hard, but I just want to put it in perspective because I think it's important for what I'm about to say next. So far in the US, we've had 16,000 cases. We've had 204 people die. But the total cases is probably higher number than that. Maybe it's even 10 times that because we don't have the testing kits. Maybe it's 160,000 and 200 deaths. But in the same period of time, here in the United States, we've had 38 million cases of the flu and 23,000 people dead. 200 from this virus, 23,000 from the flu. The commonality of the two is that most of the people who die are my age or older, hopefully older, and most of them have compromised systems, immune systems. They have some underlying diseases to make it really difficult for them to survive a virus like this. In fact, to be fair, so far it looks like the death rate from this virus is higher than it is from the flu, but it's less than a single digit. So keeping that in mind, what do we have here? We have a situation where there's a lot of panic. Everybody's running out and buying too much toilet paper. On Instacart, I can't even order groceries that I'm used to. I'm used to doing everything here at the house. I can't do any of those things because everybody's buying up so much of everything. And so I want to know, like, what that reminds you of. Let me tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of 2008 when the housing market completely collapsed. And it was a panic. And people who had homes overnight, literally, they were houses that were worth 50% of what houses were worth before. It was a complete disaster. And I bet every single person who's watching this wishes that in that period of time, they started buying homes. They started buying property instead of freaking out like all of us do, wondering what's going to happen if we want to sell our house and now it's worth less than we paid for it. The people who jump at those type of opportunities are the people who succeed the most. And we have the same situation here. Again, if you look at the numbers, flu is here and we're down here with this virus that has disabled all of us and have us all working from home. Again, I'm not minimizing it because it's a terrible thing. And as I said, the death rates are probably a little bit higher or even double what the flu is. But we're talking about 23,000 flu deaths and 200 deaths from this disease. So putting it all in perspective, what do we have here? We have an economy that is on its knees worldwide. If you are in the stock market, number one, stay there now. Don't panic. This isn't stock advice. This is for me. But if you have discretionary capital, if you have an ability to take money and put it to use, the worst place that you can put it is in a place where there are market conditions that are out of your control. The world is speaking right now, and what the world is saying is pretty ugly. And the economies are going to get really bad because life in the business world is like a pendulum. It never stops in the center where it should. When you remember before that mortgage crisis, the pendulum was all the way over here.
Yep.
Everybody, you know what? When I had my gardener, my pool man, my garbage collector telling me that they were buying homes and flipping them, I knew there was going to be hell to pay. And when it comes back down, it doesn't stop here. It goes back up in the other direction. So we go too far one way and we go too far the other way. And right now, we're all the way out of control. It's going to linger on. The effects of everything being shut down is going to linger on. So you don't want to be playing out there, or my here on this side, playing there. You want to be playing here in a level place. And the only level place where you can play is with your dream, with your vision, with actualizing what you're building for yourself, with the legacy that you are creating for your life. That's where safety is, because you're betting on yourself, you're not betting on the world. And
It's
in fact,
control over your own situation, right? So it's not letting the outside determine
yeah,
it. It's pulling it into your own control.
right. And it would be different if I say, hey, do it yourself, and you got to go out and make an investment today on yourself. Um, the investments that you make today, though, are investments that are going to pay off in a year and a half. They're not. It's not going to be today. So you don't have the forces of the macro environment uh, going after you. I see Karen saying it's way more than double the death rate. Let's say it's 10 times the death rate. There's 200 people that have died. Average age is about 75. So the point is not what that death rate is. The point is that we are in an economy right now that is on its knees. And you, if you work in an office, you are probably watching from home. If you work in a grocery store, you're helping service as all medical personnel and a couple other establishments. But we have a situation here where there is an opportunity for you as an entrepreneur to move forward with your dream and your vision.
Right? Well, you're at home right now. Sorry, Fred, I think I'm getting an echo. Are you hearing that?
I'm
Nope.
not.
Okay. Maybe it's just me. If you guys are hearing
I don't have cheap headsets.
well, I do want to say that right now, I mean, if you are at home, and this is a really important time for you to be taking action on your dream, and that's what we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about some companies that took action during a time of, turmoil and while they were facing adversity. So don't. I know it's a little depressing what we've talked about so far. So don't leave us. It's not just about the virus.
Yeah. Well, let me say one other thing though. For the most part, we're all working out of our homes. If you have this 9 to 5 office job and you have a vision of something you want to do on your own, you are now working at home. And now you have the extra time, the luxury to go on the internet, to do the research you need, to follow up on what your dream is, and to start taking those steps to start making it happen. This is a very opportune time to take advantage of a really bad situation. And companies have done that over the years. I mean, companies who are household names now, a lot of them started in very bad economic times. In fact, 1/3 of the 100 most desirable companies in the world started during recessions or depressions or other type of catastrophic events. And let's talk about a few of them. Tess, do you have
I
any
have a
handout? Okay. All right. So back all the way back from the 1800s, 1890s, General Electric. These companies all started when economic times were really bad. And look it up. You don't have to believe me, right? General
We have
Electric.
a couple of articles on it too that I can put in.
Okay, we can share that. Disney, Microsoft, Apple, HP, Groupon, Electronic Arts were the biggest game company in the world. Actually, Google went through the whole .com bust, and they were just starting when that happened, and they held their own and worked their way through it. And you can't do anything without Google now. So the point is, the people who are contrarians are the people who change the world. The people who take an opportunity when everybody is worried about risk are the first people that are ready when that pendulum starts moving in that opposite direction. Because you need time to prepare. Whatever your vision is, whatever your dream is, even all the entrepreneurs that are working with us, we're in the process. Even the folks that are already on our launch pad, we have 2 months, 3 months, 4 months before things start launching. And when they do, things are going to be way different. There's no way that this economy is going to stay this way for a year. There's no way that we're all going to be hunkered up in our homes for a year. In fact, in China here over the last week, there haven't been any new reported cases of this virus. And I'm not a doctor. I don't know about these things, but there's two things that are going to happen. Either we're going to start working right now and we're going to be fat and happy when things turn around, or we're all going to be dead in a year because it becomes the plague. So either way, now's the time to take your at-home time that you have, the ability that you have to be on the internet and research whatever it is that your dream is, and start working on it. And forget about the rest of the world. Make sure you have some groceries. Make sure you have a few rolls of toilet paper, not 57, and get to work and work on your dream. Just take the time to do the research and look at the environment. And if you're fortunate enough to have something that is really going to be in demand as the environment changes, then you really got to double down. And that's anything to do with anything, cleanliness, disinfectant. We have about 5 different products that we are building that if they were available today, every one of you would buy.
Absolutely.
But they will be really quick. We're trying to accelerate the path to build on those things. We have distributors already knocking on our doors, asking for them. Even things like the food products that we're building. We have about 15 different food products, and I don't know, go on Instacart and pick a grocery store and start going through the list there. It's out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. And the things you can get in your cart, when you go to pay for it, it says there's no delivery dates available.
But so that's from people panicking a little bit more right now. So it's yeah, a lot. I mean, I'm sugarcoating that a little bit too much, but I think that the one thing that will come out of this is that people will be a little bit cleaner. I see a lot of people focusing on cleanliness everywhere, and it's not how I wanted it to go, where everyone would start being cleaner about daily life, but that is a plus side. We'll have a little bit more awareness of spreading germs.
Yeah, and in fact, we have a brand new product that they already have a prototype. They already have a manufacturer lined up, so they're coming to us much later than most people do, and they have a patent, and it's a product to be used for delivery to really guarantee that the delivery that you get is going to be really safe and clean and tamper-proof and free of germs. So, things like that they're opportunistic in a sense, but they will linger on. As you said, every one of us is going to change our behavior right now. We also have an app that we're going to be releasing any day now. And the first version of that app, all it's really going to do is tell you when to wash your hands. It's kind of like a timer. It's going to tell you when, and it's going to tell you how long, and it's going to help you keep a record of it so that you can have reminders to go ahead and have the habits that are going to be necessary in this world in the future. We have other applications for this that go industrial, but we are doing a fast release of this free version to go to everybody to help them out in this environment.
Yay! I'm excited to hear we're going to do that one.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the first time clearly that I've heard this, but I'm excited about that.
No, you usually clap when you're excited.
I know, like a
Yeah.
toddler. But you guys, I am really excited about you guys being able to take control and really change your future and not put it in someone else's hands, but put it in your own. So that could mean some of the things that people can be doing right now, Fred. I mean, they could be researching, they could be looking up competitors of the items, they could see if there's anything out there. So you can be doing a lot from your internet connection right now. Hope
Yeah,
the
thank God
internet
that
stays.
hasn't. Thank God the internet hasn't been affected because then we'd really have a crisis. But
And you will see Tessa panic if that happens.
yeah, no, you will not see Tessa
You
panic if
won't,
that
because I'll just be going in circles in my room.
happens. You don't have any way for anybody to see you. Uh, but again, the reality, and this is a not a good situation for anybody. And my heart really goes out to people who are forced to stay home and can't work from home. Waiters, waitresses, the bus boys, people in other hospitality services, people who work in gyms, people who do massages and massage places, and nail salons. All those type of people. It's not like they have hundreds of thousands of dollars saved up. So my goal here isn't to make light of anything and to say that this is really nothing and overblown, um, because in a sense, while the measures that we're undergoing we really haven't done before, and they can seem extreme, but the thing I worry about the most is all those people on the economic side of this that are not going to catch a virus, but they're not going to catch a break either. And our heart goes out to them. I know Congress is looking at giving some help and unemployment help and uh, things that will maybe scratch the surface a little bit. But for every waiter, there's a restaurant owner. For every gym, there's people who own those gyms. And whether you're way up high on the totem pole and you're a business owner, or whether you're down at the entry level and you're so happy you just got your job, uh, it's a really hard situation for everybody. And there are a lot of things that are going to happen over time uh, that will be painful for a while. But this is a strong country and this is a strong economy, and it will rebound. And when it does, it will rebound very, very hard. So I did want to spend some time to talk about that, just to let everybody know that in the big scheme of things, regardless of whether we think it's overreacting or we're not reacting strongly enough, whatever it is, um, it really doesn't matter. There's a whole lot of people suffering. And my main point here for us as entrepreneurs is we should not be afraid in times like this. And these are the times where we can make a difference. And that difference is for you today. But if you're building out something that's beautiful and needed, that difference is going to be for a whole lot of people when we get through this thing. So hang in there, believe in yourself, believe in your dream, stay out of the stock market, and focus on you and the internal private things that you can do, either with or without a partner, to take advantage of the opportunity that you have to build your dream and to do what's right for you and then hopefully the world when it comes out.
Absolutely. We have some really great comments coming through. I know Aziza is mentioning that we will rebound, yes. And if we stick together, I think that the other thing I need to really point out, I know people are getting very introspective and they're not socializing as much, and we still need to keep up that communication so you don't lose contact during this time. So try, there's tons of apps that you can chat with people and things like that, so you don't lose touch with people, and do the right thing by keeping everyone join together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we also had another recommendation. One of our partners actually was saying that it's a good time to share Launchpad products. And I agree, Michael, we have lots of things out there. So if you're just sitting around and you want to just help our stuff go viral, if you're feeling like you want to do that, feel free. No, seriously though, the partners, I mean, if you have a little extra time and you want to start communicating out there and finding groups to get to participate in, you didn't have time before. I mean, now's the time.
Yeah, and getting back to business, I was speaking philosophically here. Getting back to business, we have a few really cool things happening for everybody that's in the launch pad, the people who are just being shown. We're getting ready to move them all into pre-orders. I just signed a deal with a huge affiliate management company, and they're going to drive a ton of traffic for both pre-orders and orders. So we're really going to ramp up there. We're going to have a special page that is just a shopping cart page. And we do invite everybody to go there and start making purchases. But all of these affiliates sales that we're going to drive there are going to be really, really amazing. On another front, we signed a partnership deal with a large crowdfunding entity, and our first two products that are going to be crowdfunding are just signing their agreements today. We have Genesis, which is an electronic scooter, like a Vespa type scooter, except it's amazing. It has 150-mile range. It'll go 65 miles an hour. Has one moving part in the engine. There's no regular maintenance required. It's delivered in a box to your house. There's no middlemen involved. And it has an integrated helmet that allows you to communicate with the bike and through your iPhone or Android device to be able to do things like remote start, to look at the diagnostics, to be able to send them to our company wherever you are in the world. And by the way, the batteries just pull right out, and you put them next to your desk when you're able to get back to your desk, and plug them into a regular outlet. You don't need one of these big Tesla stacks. In fact, our partner works for Tesla, and all the Tesla employees that work with him can't wait to get their hands on one of these. So Genesis, that's going to come out in crowdfunding. And the other one is Eclipse, our sunscreen product line. We just
Steve is on with us today too.
Oh, hey Steve. So as soon as we hang up, I am going to be speaking with Steve about that. He just signed that, and we're going to be doing a crowdfunding campaign there. And we have some other big news for Steve that we need to talk about. Some very large company in the space wants to talk to us about the product and our patented technology and application method. So good things are happening. The world hasn't ended, and we're all buyers and we're all dreamers, and so move on, get going, and make this day and every following day the best day you possibly can.
I love it. It's a good one. And I would end on that because it was brilliant and it is a final thought. But I did want to ask you a quick question because this came up in the chat. And that's it. Right now, the way that these businesses took over market share, really thrived in the face of adversity is by taking that time to invest, right? So I'm not invest, but maybe they did more advertising during that time, or they were able to put forth the effort to get their brand out there more, right?
Yeah. So what happens? The natural instinct when you have a situation like this is to shut everything down or slow down. Cut down your advertising, cut down your development, slow down your engineering, send half of your sales staff at home. The reality is we are a society of consumption. We need stuff. And when you have an opportunity like this, the brilliant thing is all your competitors are hiding. And you don't want to be hiding in some basement somewhere. You want to go out and make your presence known. And in times like this, and by the way, it doesn't have to be today. 6 months from now, we're still going to be moving that pendulum towards towards center before we go too far in the opposite direction. But there is time now to start building that out and start preparing for success because others are not. And there's no better time to prepare for success while everybody's hiding in their bunkers.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted you to say, Fred. You read my mind. Thank you so
You're
much.
thinking bunker?
Yep, I was thinking bunker. I was thinking we're all hiding for sure, and that's really what I know. We had a couple questions. Thank you, Kumar, for that question. And I love that you guys showed up here. I would love to see you every Friday. You definitely can come back every Friday at noon Pacific time. We are on YouTube and on Facebook Live. And if you want any topic to be covered, please, there's a Q&A form inside all of our posts for the show. Let us know what you want to know more about because we do these, we design them around our audience. So fill it out. Let us know what you're craving as far as information. All right, excellent. Well,
Be safe, be strong, be successful.
that's perfect. Thank you, Fred, so much. We'll see you guys all next Friday.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.